And so like a fairly common term in construction is a punch list. And so listen, when we walk, the goal is to walk the house almost every day. We want you to point stuff out. And so we do tell homeowners, we're not done. And so like we don't install something and then go caulk it. The last day we do a really deep clean, really deep touch up, caulking. So we're not finished. If we spend all that time, we'd never get anything done. So we have 1 or 2 guys at the end, that's all they're doing while other people are still installing. So one is just gives a little bit of patience, but we want you to point stuff out. We're not trying to hide anything. We just maybe haven't got to it yet. And so when it comes to a punch list though, there might be 3 or 4 things on a homeowner's list. There's sometimes homeowner wants shutters. Everything's ready but the shutters. There's no reason to keep waiting a month, let them come install a siding. We'll come back and install shutters when they're here. You might just say, hey, you know what? I actually want to paint that garage door anyway. Okay, listen, I'm gonna have my painter come out, separate trade. He's gonna come out in 4 days. We'll put that in the punch list to do. Hey, you know, a lot of homeowners consider putting up new lights because everything else is brand new. A lot of people don't, but then once they see everything else done, they're like, I can't put this back up. And so they buy new lights, but they're not in. Or they buy them in the wrong size. So then we gotta come back and change out the block. Easy to do, but we just have to kind of plan ahead. So those are small things like, hey, when the lights are in, we'll go back and install them. Painter's gonna come do the dumpster, or he's gonna come paint the garage door in 2 days. A lot of times, normally I'm doing gutters with siding 9 out of 10 times. There's no guarantee, the gutter guy might be 3-4 days later. It's not always timed just perfectly. So those are some examples of punch list stuff. We might do a final walk, the homeowner might notice one, or I would say we do it on the final walk. If there's 5 things we find 4 of them. And tell a homeowner, oh, we're gonna fix, they're like, oh, looks great. Like, no, I can see the guys facing them, they shouldn't, or no, yeah, like, I'm happy, you're happy, but like, we're gonna change anyway. But there are some things homeowners like, oh, can we change this? No problem, sure. But like, at this point, like once we're on a homeowner's job, we don't leave. So once we start your job, we're on your job till we finish. If it's 5 o'clock and we found that, like we're gonna start another job the next day, we're happy to hold back like 3 to 5% of the payment. I don't want the final payment until 100% done. And we'll tell you, hey, we'll be back on Friday morning at lunch, or we'll come back on Saturday. So that's an example of like things on a punch list, how we handle it, what's it look like. But like, because normally there are things that even after the fact, hey, I noticed I do want to have that painted now. Okay, great, but we started another job, we'll be there when this one's done.